Alright guys, welcome back to another Skyrim console mod showcase video. If you haven't done so yet, check out today's earlier video where we covered 8 console mods. Since we didn't have a video yesterday, we have 2 today instead. Tomorrow we'll be back to 1 most likely, as there aren't enough mods to make 2 videos per day like this, but we will have another video instead of that. Also, if you do like the video today, please hit the like button and share it on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, or anywhere else. I really do appreciate it, and it really helps me out. Well, that's enough rambling from me, guys. We can just jump to our first mod of the day. Okay, so first up, we have a small simple mod called Chaos Spell Mod, and this is a master level destruction spell that combines lightning, fire, and frost damage into one powerful blast. The spell also has a cool feature: it ignores all enemy magic resistances to magic, frost, fire, and lightning based attacks, and so does full attack damage to all enemies. Not really any more explanation is needed for this one. If you want a powerful new spell that ignores resistances, then check out the Chaos Spell. You can purchase it from Feralda at the College of Winterhold game if you're looking for it. Alright, so next up we have the 3 more swords as part of the Zikoru sword collection. We already looked at one of these in the last video, or the video from 2 days ago called Mars. Well, in this video we have 3 more of them to look at called Terra, Terra Black, and Sol. I love the name of these swords as well, they're really cool. So the weapons are pretty similar, they look different physically, but they are all made from Damascus or Valerian steel, and so are craftable under the steel section at the forge in 1- and 2-handed versions. The Mars sword didn't seem to come with a 2-handed version under the steel section, like the mod says in the mod description, but someone in the comments mentioned they're under the miscellaneous section, so thanks for pointing that out. Sorry, I can't remember your name. In terms of damage, all the weapons do the same damage as Dragonbone Greatswords for 1-handed, and more obviously for 2-handed versions, and all of them can be upgraded at the workbench. The 2 Terra swords and the Mars one can be enchanted. The Sol one, however, actually comes with an enchantment on it that deals fire damage and extra damage to the undead. So I guess it's like a Dawnbreaker without the cool explosion effect. Overall guys, a cool set of weapons. They're very realistic looking and come with cool HD textures, and I think they're all worth downloading. Over 100 megabytes for all 4 swords, which is quite a lot, but I think it's definitely worth it. Okay, so next up we have a nice new player mod called Sandia of the Psijic Order. A new follower who is a member of the Psijic Order and has been put on assignment at the College of Winterhold, where you will find her. Once you talk to her, you realize that she has a taste for adventure, and so you can let her travel with you and experience some of Skyrim's many awesome features. If you're worried about her abilities, don't be. She is a very powerful conjurer and is also very adept at both destruction and restoration magic, so she's very useful in a fight, and even against powerful foes she can handle herself. She's got plenty of magicka, so has no problem using her magic throughout long and tough battles. She also looks pretty cool as well, and I think she's worth trying out. Okay, so this mod is a really simple one, but it's cool. All it does is replaces the texture of Alduin in game to be a mixture of 2 different textures to make him look more demonic, and he definitely looks like that now, as he looks like he's coated in Daedric armor. It definitely makes Alduin look more intimidating, as he should be. A simple mod, and not much more to it than that, so we can move on to the next mod. It's not very often that the PS4 gets a new player home. It's even rarer that the home is really awesome as well. But the Darkwater player home is definitely a really nice one despite being limited to vanilla features. The house is located at Darkwater Pass, one of the mod author's favourite places in game, and I have to agree it's a really cool place for a house. It's secluded, has cool waterfalls, and is ideally located beside plenty of main towns and cities for you to travel to. For features, this house has loads, so we can take a look at some of the main ones. You get a large grounds with tons of little details, secret waterfall entrance to the house, and secret staircase entrance to the grounds, 1 bed, 2 blacksmith stations, 2 alchemy stations, 2 enchanting tables, tons of storage, mannequins, and 2 smelters, a lot of ingredients on the grounds, 2 new ingredients have been added that grow in the area, a secret dungeon, a farm, you can ride the waterfall and river most of the way to Whiterun, some of the best views in Skyrim, a ton more other cool stuff like we have beehives, lampposts, which add a cool effect and light up the place at night, bridges that go across the waterfalls, a small pier to fish off of as well. I think it's worth mentioning that this house is pretty much a replica almost of Honeyside, the Riften player home, except when you go inside it has a secret area on the downstairs part that leads to what looks like a part of a dungeon cell that I recognise. I can't quite remember the name, somewhere beside Markarth, and that leads to a small cave that attaches onto a secret waterfall entrance. So it's a pretty big place, and it's really cool, and all the stuff is spread out throughout the different locations. One final thing I think I should mention is that because this one builds the house at Darkwater Pass, it will clash with one cool mod, which is Master of the Summit, which adds in loads of paths and stuff up the waterfall that this house is located in. I'm not sure how much it clashes with it, but it definitely adds in some bridges that the Master of the Summit mod adds into the game, so there might be a problem there with that mod. However, it shouldn't really clash with anything else that you have installed. So you can try it, but I'm not sure how well it will work. So the house had loads of new features, and it's probably one of the better player homes so far for PS4. A really cool one, and you can also get it on Xbox One as well, which is cool, so you should definitely check this one out. So our next Xbox mod is a really nice one called Wildtat's Warpaints. This mod adds 70 new Warpaints into Skyrim that you can apply to your character's face and neck. The Warpaints are all inspired by sci-fi or fantasy sources, so Stargate, for example, love that show, and Primal on PS2, along with some other sources just by searching on the internet. The Warpaints work both on male and female characters, and work for any of the vanilla races, so not any that you've added via mods. Finally, the mod doesn't add in its own set of colours, so you can choose the Warpaint and colour you want from the vanilla game, then change the Warpaint to one of the Wildtats ones, and it will change to that colour. So it's not really a big deal that it didn't add in separate colours for the individual Warpaints. Anyway guys, a cool mod. I do really like Warpaints in game, so this mod is definitely a cool one to try out. And that pretty much covers the Wildtat Warpaint mod. So the other day we had a really cool weapon and armor mod in PS4 called Silver Weapons. It added to the game a whole set of silver weapons, armors, and a shield I believe, to Skyrim for PS4. But the cool thing was that the armor didn't look like it was made from vanilla assets. The color was completely different than regular silver weapons and armors. Well, now this mod author has expanded on that and added to the game a gold version of the weapons and armors to Skyrim. The mod also adds in the silver versions as well, so you don't have to install the two separate mods. All the stuff can be crafted using the advanced smithing perk and located under the elven category at the forge and can be refined and enchanted as well. If you're looking to get all the stuff more easily, it's located in a chest in Riverwood, and in case you're wondering, all the weapon stats are just the same as the vanilla counterpart, so ebony, as all this stuff is recolored ebony gear. Not sure why it's not listed under ebony at the forge, but it doesn't really matter. Either way, a really cool mod you should definitely download if you're on PS4. Well guys, that just leaves us with our final mod, and our final mod of the day is called Blooded Heavy Armor. The Blooded Heavy Armor mod is designed to match the targe of the Blooded Shield that you get in the vanilla game. The armor comes in two different versions, an enchanted one, which we will look at, and is located on Umana in Alftand. You can also get an unenchanted version at the Skyforge under the steel section, and requires the advanced smithing perk to make. But you also need to get a note that's on the body of Umana in order to make them, so either way you have to get the enchanted version of the armor first before making the unenchanted versions. So the armor itself does look really awesome, I have to admit, and the mod adds to the game 6 different items. The Blooded Helm, which reflects 5% melee damage back at the attacker, and it also provides the intimidation effect. The armor pieces also has the effect to increase persuasion if it's worn together with all the other pieces of the armor. The Blooded Helm hooded version. The hooded version improves aim and increases archery skill by 30%, so a big boost to archery. This also improves persuasion if worn with the rest of the armor. The Blooded Cuirass reflects 10% melee damage back at attackers, increases heavy armor skill by 25%, and improves restoration healing rate by 25%. The Blooded Gloves, one-handed and block are increased by 30%, and unarmed strikes do an additional 15 damage. Good if you have the heavy armor unarmed perks unlocked as well. The Blooded Boots reflect 5% melee damage, stamina regenerates 25% faster, and you move 50% faster in combat. Finally guys, you get an improved version of the Blooded Targe or the Shield, and it does 5 points of bleeding damage for 5 seconds when bashing, and also stamina regenerates 25% faster with this. So overall this armor is really awesome. It comes with some cool enchantments on it. Its damage resistance is not really high, so it balances out the armor a bit, and it's definitely a cool mod to download and try out for yourself. Well guys, there we have it, 8 brand new console mods for you to download and try out if you like the look of them in the video. I will be back tomorrow obviously with another mod video, and I want to say that on Friday, I'm not sure I will have time for a brand new mod video, as it's been a very busy week and I still have some stuff to do. However, I might have time to make a different kind of video, which is going to be top 10 mods of the week, where I add 10 mods from the PS4 and another 10 from Xbox One from the last week or so. It's not going to be a new showcase, it will be mods taken from videos I have posted this week. The intro and outro will be new, but the showcase will be taken from other videos, as it's pointless to go over mods I've already done a showcase for. So it's not perfect, but I figured it's 2 decent videos that I can make quickly, and it's better than having no mod video at all. So that's pretty much Friday's videos. Anyway, as always guys, have an awesome day, and I will see you all next time for more Skyrim Special Edition.